Hey guys, my name is Aditya, and in this video I'm going to talk about why Go has been one of my favorite languages and why this language is becoming the language of 2025 for me. So this is my terminal right here, and I'm going to talk about the Go programming language and its advantages here. This is my terminal, this is my working environment right now, and I'm currently working on the backend systems for one of my startup. And Go has been one of those languages that have helped me to be productive and make a prototype in like 3 months right now. And one of the best things that I like about Go is its performance. Go is a compiled language. You can just go ahead and do Go build, and it will just build a single binary for you. Here is the feed API, as you can see, and all these files get compiled into this one single binary that you can run. This makes the deployment process really easy, and it improves your developer productivity at a huge extent. So when you're working with startups, it is very important that you work in a high-paced environment, and most of the times you need to make MVPs to move ahead and just to prove your investors that what you're doing right now is something that people do like. And since it's a dynamic environment, you get a lot of user feedbacks and you need to adapt to it. So I think developers productivity is one of the things that you should focus on, and Go is something that does it really well. Go is a compiled language like Rust, which is one of my favorite languages, but it is really hard to write code in Rust due to its memory safe manner, which it does without getting into garbage collection. Go has its own garbage collector, which is pretty optimized for its purpose. Rust, great language, but again it has a really tough syntax to write because of its borrow check mechanism which it utilizes. So I think I have been coding in Rust and Python for a long time before starting with Go, and this is a language that intersected every good part about other languages, and it is a language that I have been dreamed of. So it has a syntax just like JavaScript or Python. Like if you don't know anything about Go, and if I just go ahead and show you the code base right now, you can just see that you can just name any file like a package. This is the main package, and you can have the imports, which most of them are the standard library right here, and the code that I have written in different modules. You can just go ahead and spin up init functions, which initializes everything, and a main function just like C programming language. But as you can see, the syntax is really close to Python and JavaScript. The other important thing that I love about Go is the most important and the greatest of all time, the Go concurrency model. Go routines has been one of my first ways of how I approach concurrent programming and how I am trying to run processes synchronously, since I'm working on the backend side and my startup is based on content driven architectures. So yeah, Go has it has been really easy with Go to write these kinds of multi-threaded applications, multi-threaded backend architectures. So yeah, I also have a book recommendation for you. I have been reading this book completely for the last 1 month, and it has changed the way I write concurrent code in Golang. The beauty of concurrent code is you just don't get to just go ahead and write the Go services and run anything. You can go ahead and make your own architectures on how you want to run your Go routines, and how you can continue with writing secure code for the concurrent how to write secure code for your concurrent applications. It is really hard to maintain a sense of security when you're writing concurrent codes and you crash into a lot of bugs, but I think Go does a really good activity into doing this. So yeah, this is one of the reasons why Go got me into here, and the Go routines are really lightweight. It has a really good interface for making channels and doing a lot of data pipelining into this. So yeah, thumbs up for that. The third thing that I love about Go is that it is a cloud native language. If you have seen the interview with Cam Thompson and other developers of the Go, they really emphasize the reason of making Golang, which is of course due to the compile time problems with other languages like C++. It is also said that Go was built while waiting for C++ to compile, And I just heard that one of the developers of Go said that they wouldn't have made Go if it wasn't required like 30 minutes to compile a C++ backend. So yeah, this is one of the reasons like Go has been adopted into open source frameworks like Docker and Kubernetes, which are really large scale applications which are been used in production level applications and are used by a lot of big tech giants right there. So that is one of the reasons why Go has been really good for backend development, because it has been specifically built for that purpose. The fourth best thing about Go is its standard library. The standard library of Golang is really powerful, which I think lacks in a lot of other languages like Rust and JavaScript. Most of the time you have to be dependent upon importing libraries from different open source projects on GitHub, and you just have to go and hunt for these libraries. But Go is something that provides it out of the box. Like if I just go into my handlers module, as you can see, I have been heavily using net/http library for all my backend applications. I use the standard net HTTP library for completely everything. There are frameworks like Fiber and Engine, but I think the net/http library in itself is a very powerful package that you can get and get started with. It has a huge documentation, and you can learn really to the lowest level and have the most amount of control that you need while writing your backend applications. So yeah, most of the requirements that you will have for writing backend would be covered into the standard library. The best thing about Golang is the developer's productivity it provides. So I think apart from the syntax and apart from the simplicity that the language is providing, the deployment aspect of this language is really strong. For example, I have been like a solo backend engineer for my startup, and it is really important for me to look after the deployments and work on it myself. So this is a language which is compiled and it just boils down into a binary which you have to deploy. So I think it has a really good integration with Docker, and this is one of the Docker scripts that I would like to show you. You just have to import the Golang base image from there, and you just have to set it up with modules and expose the ports and just start with a command of running the binary. As easy as that. So yeah, this really enhances the productivity in case you are alone working on a thing, apart from the syntax part of it, which really saves a lot of time as compared to other languages like Rust and C. If you write backends in C, then you are really crazy. But this language has a syntax close to it, but it is really easy to write code in this one. Sixth best thing about this language is its support from a huge amount of developers who are working and on this. Especially it is backed by Google, and it is an open source project. So there is a lot of community that is working on it, and it is one of those languages that people really love to work on, and it has a strong community support. So if you have any issues with writing this language, or if you find any kind of bugs, these people are really responsive to work on it. So this is something that helps me a lot, since as a single backend engineer in my startup, I have to take all the advices and all the help I can get from community. Apart from using AI for my development, I like to have interaction with these people and talk about their experiences and get my issues solved. So yeah, the community here is really strong in this language as compared to most of the languages that I have seen, where there is a lot of rush and there is a lot less going on into fixing a lot of bugs. But in this case, there is a huge community that is working on this. So yeah, these are the 6 reasons why I am using Golang for my 2025. Sorry for my voice, it wasn't at the peak because I am sick. So yeah, still I had to make this video to make sure that this reaches to a lot of people, and it might happen that you take Golang as your backend language, in which case this video has been a really successful for me.